Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Striking Ground. I'm your host, Steve G, here to give you the raw review on some of the latest MMA and combat and boxing news. First, I want to start off with a hero of mine. Two-time undisputed heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez has recently been released from prison, which I'm very happy to announce. It's unfortunate he even had to go through that, but we're just looking forward now with all positive vibes. He has been studying on how to breathe better and all the benefits that come from you using your diaphragm correctly. Something that I actually am interested in, considering it does help you remain calm, which being calm was considered a superpower to Bruce Lee, he stated prior to his unfortunate death. So thank you for Cain Velasquez. I don't know if I've heard any news better since. So, off to another subject. There's a proposed bout in the air with Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. What do you think? I got a lot to say about it. If it does happen, I know a lot of people will watch in hopes that he catches Floyd, which I doubt what will happen. Floyd is very good with his movement and can dictate the fight wherever he wants it to take place, in my opinion. He's got the cardio advantage over him. But what I want a lot of casuals or people that don't know much about boxing to understand is that we're not dealing with the same Iron Mike. So put some respect on Mike Tyson's name, no matter what you've seen in exhibition bouts that he's took place in after his official reign as a boxer. Mike Tyson was brutal, okay? Go watch his highlights if you don't know. That's the real Mike Tyson. So I think if it was to happen, Floyd will obviously take the more smarter approach. He would want to go ahead and stay on the outside, avoid Mike's power. He's going to understand that Mike is going to be trying to cut off the ring early, where he has his most strength and chance at landing something heavy that could change the whole dynamics of the fight. Now, will Mike be able to catch him? And that's what's going to be exciting to see. I know a lot of people are going to tune in if that fight does happen to see if whether or not Mike is going to be able to catch him. But in my opinion, folks, you're probably going to be let down. Most likely you will be let down. Floyd doesn't sign any contract unless he's very confident that he's going to win, especially later after his post-career being he's doing these exhibitions. Now, off to another subject, let's get into my guy, a UFC fighter that left the sport not too long ago. He's one of my favorite fighters I used to watch in the featherweight division. He's none other than Zabit Magomedsharipov. Has recently signed with Absolute Championship BJJ. It's a jiu-jitsu promotion that he is going to be set to debut later this year. I'm excited to see how he performs. Also, I'm curious to see if whether or not he is doing this as kind of like a warm-up to step back into full combat. What do you guys think? What do you know about Zabit? And if you do know about him, do you want to see him come back into the UFC? Do you feel like he's too old? I still feel like he has a few years in the tank as far as age, but I can't really say considering I haven't seen him perform anywhere around this last few years. So that's somebody I'm really excited to see come back. That would be super dope if Zabit Magomedsharipov returned to the UFC cage to fight some featherweights. There would be a lot of matchups that would be interesting over there. And being that Movsar Evloev is on his way to perhaps getting a title shot where he has a good chance of attaining it, maybe he's looking at having to defend the takedown of a guy like him and the likes of Aljamain, or maybe Diego getting your back, or even Volk taking you down. But just figuratively speaking, if he was to take that climb, I feel by the time he got to title contention, Volkanovski would have departed by then. So off into another subject, I wanted to talk about that Bud Buckley. You guys heard about that? Bud Crawford tweeting Joaquin Buckley about how a MMA fighter would favor versus a boxer and vice versa, and they were getting chirpy. It was funny. I liked it. If you know combat sports as an MMA enthusiast, I know what Bud could do. So for all the viewers that are unaware of how it goes in the combat world, Bud Crawford possesses two main ingredients needed and that have been used to become a successful champion. He has very good boxing, obviously, and he can wrestle. I'm not sure how his cardio would favor doing all these different mixed martial arts, but in my opinion, if he was to practice Muay Thai and how to check kicks, then Jiu-Jitsu, a combination of those for about a year straight, even in the States without having to travel across seas. Not like he doesn't have the money to do it, but talking something realistic, being that change is different. See, he's a professional and he knows this is serious, so he doesn't take it lightly. But a lot of you guys are trying to pick on him because he's got so good of hands and you know that he can wrestle. He'll probably be able to become a champion if he got a tutorial from me of what exactly to do from now 2027. I already have it lined up. I thought about it for hours. He would start first with getting light rounds with people that know not to hurt him, to look to see where his openings are at, and to immediately correct them. They want to find out how he favors immediately towards somebody that's going to give him the most problems. Okay? Then from there, he wants to go where he's alien, getting kicked, checking kicks, throwing kicks. Bud Crawford can fight in a southpaw position where the outside leg kick isn't open for the dominant leg kick of an orthodox fighter. He also has the advantage if he was to fight a striker to keep him at bay or prevent him from moving to a lateral way where he doesn't want him to. He can throw that body kick as well. That's just something to think about. I was just daydreaming and it can come to a reality, bud. Off to another subject. I wanted to speak about Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa recently said that in his next bout, he plans on retiring. Well, thank you, Michael Chiesa, for everything that you've done for this sport as far as competing, commentating, being my opinion, very fairly judged, based gentleman. And good luck to your post-career, sir. So now, off onto some other stuff. Did you guys see NBA All-Star Weekend? What did you think about Ant-Man becoming MVP? And what did you think about Wemby's performance? What did you think about the three-point contest? Who do you think is going to win next year's three-point contest? Do you think it's going to be Dame? Do you think it's going to be Steph Curry? Are you excited to see Steph Curry finally return to the three-point competition? Off onto something else I wanted to say. I'm very excited, which you probably know, especially if you're a Knicks fan. You immediately heard the acquisition of Jose Alvarado, who had a stellar performance last night versus the Philadelphia 76ers, where in just a total of 19 minutes, he acquired 26 points. He had a few rebounds. He even had 5 steals. And he was going crazy. That's my boy, Jose Alvarado. He's a beast, man. He brings a lot of energy to the floor, to the court. He brings a lot of tenacity, and he's calculated as well. He's not just some guy running around, you know what I mean? But he's killing them out there, boy, and New York's proud of you. It's good to have him on. And thank you very much, folks, for tuning in. I want you guys to go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section about how you feel about Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. If that fight proposition is to occur, who do you think will succeed? Does Mike have a chance? And as far as Zabit Magomedsharipov, if he was to return to the UFC, how do you feel about that? Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate you. Please subscribe if you haven't, and God bless you.